What's going on? What's going on? Shiv here from the Shadow Introductions later, guys. We are bringing you the most deadliest clan castle troop compositions. You're looking at only a level 3 baby dragon. So it's not a max level baby dragon, but he is still a bad guy as this guy uses a Hog Rider to lure the CC, does not quite get the complete CC lure. If you just notice, there were 17 archers in the CC, and those are just to prevent the CC from being lured. And that is why you want to make sure that your clan castles the enemy thinks that your clan castle is a rebel. Now notice, he does not bring any poison spells because he thinks he can lure this clan castle and take care of it using his the queen walk basically, or the super queen, whatever he's using. I don't know, and I will never know what he was trying to using the super queen or the queen charge or queen walk, because his queen is going to die when the CC is going to get lured completely. Look at that baby dragon just outrunning every other troop in the clan castle, just taking that queen down, guys. I mean, that was not a low level queen, that was a level 25 queen, and this is just a level 3 baby dragon that you are looking at. Now look at what else damage they can do. The baby dragon, wizard, and the archer crew making their way through the base. They are going to take on a couple of more wizards from the opponent side. Then they are going to get locked onto the Barbarian King, but looks like the baby dragon gets only one shot on the Barbarian King, and now there is a P.E.K.K.A. Even the P.E.K.K.A. cannot destroy that immortal archer and that immortal wizard. You know, those are so powerful. Now the last archer trying to get the 50%, it's never gonna happen. As long as that bad guys in the battlefield, it's never gonna happen. So the baby dragon, guys, you guys, I know lava hounds and balloons, they are a very popular clan castle composition at Town Hall 10, and lava hounds in the CC is a very popular clan castle defending composition at Town Hall 9. But do not forget, the baby dragon is still a thing and still viable, still living, still existing, guys. So you know, you have to mix your clan castles with lava hounds, balloons, then baby dragons. Fill it up with archers, because you know, if the attacker uses poison spells, that is okay. Use some goblins basically. Whenever I fill goblins in my clan castles, my clanmates say, hey, what are you doing, shit? But those are really good because goblins, they are so fast that it can actually you know, misplace some poison spells. People can misplace some poison spells when they see goblins coming out of the CC, and then they notice, oh no, the poison spells are placed a lot earlier than they actually should have done it. As we look at another attack, this the defender is AKK. I really don't care, I mean, if my clan's bases get burnt out, because these are very old bases. We do not even use these days. So the AKK is now a Town Hall 9. I do not even care. But look at that baby dragon. Oh my, look at the value he's getting. He already ate like one dragon in the north, two dragons at the south of this base. He's still going on. He is going to target the fourth dragon. Is this fourth dragon gonna be his victim? I'm not quite sure. Almost guess it's taken care of. Like 96 to 97% health. And the archers are finally finishing the fourth dragon now. But what else can you expect? A 10 troop space unit taking on your like 80 troop spaces. The baby dragon, guys, 2 wizards, 12 archers, a balloon. That is a really great clan castle composition at Town Hall 10. But you want to mix and match your clan castles up, guys. I mean, there are a lot of clan castle compositions available out there. There are a lot of things that you can develop. Now, a word of advice: when you are using the baby dragons, you should never use the wedge in the CC. I know the baby dragon Valkyrie wedge, it is a very popular clan castle composition. But whenever you are using the baby dragons, you should use something that is tanky and something that is even faster than the baby dragon, because the baby dragon is itself very fast enough. So baby dragons and Valks, they can pair well in your clan castles, because the Valks, they tend to run ahead and tank for your baby dragon. Now your baby dragon is something who can deal a major amount of damage to the opposition army, but he cannot take that amount of damage. So you get what I mean. He has very low hit points. So you want something in front of him to tag. For the witch is super slow, guys. I mean, it would be like your clan castle is coming out in 2 waves. The first is your baby dragon wave. The second is your witch wave, which is very easy for the attacker to deal with. So never use the witch while you are using the baby dragons. Plus, if you can have compartments that are anti-jump, people would be forced to use earthquakes. If you have clan castles that look like they are easily lureable, and you have a lot of archers in it so that 1 or 2 hog riders cannot lure the clan castle, it is very good to bait an attacker into believing that he can actually lure your clan castle while he cannot, because it changes the whole dynamics of the attack. I personally see a huge difference and also a disadvantage in clan wars if your enemy knows what's coming out of your clan castle, because he knows that all of your guys, they have the same setups. So my advice is to avoid filling all of your clan castles with more or less the same setup. Bring in some surprises by filling the war castles with different combinations of troops. You'll find all of those clan castles troop compositions that are actually working in this video. Now imagine an attacker hitting base 10 has just seen that base 9 has had wizards and dragons, so he can assume that base 10 has wizards and dragons, but you actually put a baby dragon in it, or you actually put something else in it. I think you get my point, right? It is about the surprise. It is about that you do not want it to be lack of surprise. You want it to be full of surprise and mysteries. Alright guys, let's quickly analyze all of these clan castle compositions listed before you, because not everything works on every base design. There is something that works well on a particular base setup and does not work well on others. So the baby dragon Valks at the top of your screen is the deadliest composition that can deal a lot of damage, can tank a lot of damage, because the Valkyries are tanky. You guys know that from my previous videos. So the baby dragon Valks, definitely the deadliest composition available in the game right now. The dragons and Philip with Loons Valkyries, this is something that you never ever want to use. Now personally, I'm a fan of dragons and Valks just because it has a mixture of ground and air troops. Whenever you have a mixture of ground and air troops, it just becomes impossible for the opponent to damage both of your troops simultaneously, because the splash dealing troops, the wizards mainly in the kill squad, they cannot target the ground and air troops simultaneously. So it is a good idea to have ground and air troops both in your CCs, but I'm not a fan of dragons and loons or Wiz. 4 Valkyries and Philip. Now this is something that works the best against Queen Walks. If you have a base design where you know that the attacker is more often than not going to use Queen Walks, 4 Valkyries is the best thing to do. The Valkyries, they are just hero killers, guys. Now the next is the 2 Witches and Philip. The 2 Witches, if you have a base design where the CC is something that the attacker thinks he can lure, so he does not bring poison spells, or if you have a base design that calls for earthquake spells, in a way you know that the attacker does not have poison spells, you are going to use witch variations. I personally recommend 1 witch variation for Town Hall 9 and 2 witch variations for Town Hall 10. But once again, if you know that the attacker has got poison spells, or if it's a possibility that the attacker can bring poison spells, witches are the worst idea to use. It's once again, guys, it's something that is a high risk, high reward thing. If the attacker does not have poisons, witches are really deadly. If the attacker has poisons, it's never gonna happen. It's never gonna work. The next is the 2 Valkyrie variation. Now the 2 Valkyrie and the 1 Valkyrie variation, guys, they're just variations. Just to trouble some attackers. Like when you have a Valk and Loons and Wiz coming out of the CC, it's very difficult for the attacker, especially if he is if he decides to lure the CC on a fresh hit. It's very difficult to analyze things. You know what I mean? It's something that we are not very used to seeing. So it's something that the attacker is not well prepared. But on the cleanup attack, he's gonna be well prepared for it. So of course it does work. Now the loons and the Wiz can fall to your poison spells, but the Valkyries are really good. Since the loons are slow and since the Valkyries are fast, it does become sort of difficult to cover both of them in poison spells. So that is why I like the Valkyrie and the loon combination. The next is the 7 balloons. Once again, guys, another thing that is a high risk, high reward CC composition. Poison spells can just decimate your loons really quick, but no poisons and you can end up dealing a massive amount of damage to the opposition army. Lava Hound with Balloon meta. Yeah, this is the meta of Lava Hounds and Balloons. Everyone you see is using Lava Hounds and Balloons in the top competitive gameplay. I don't know about the casual clans because Shadow Warriors does not really war against casual clans, but I would say the Lava Hound and Balloon is something that many people use. And the CWL, the MLCW, all of those kind of competitive leagues. So you want many of your bases to be filled with Lava Hound and Balloons, but once again, I would just a word of advice on using a Lava Hound is that Lava Hound is only good once it is popped. It is as good as nothing if it does not pop. So if you fill like all of your bases with Lava Hounds and the attacker knows that there is a Hound in CC, he's gonna be prepared for it and he's gonna try to do something that does not pop the Lava Hound. Like he can keep his queen away, he can keep his wizards away, he can just send in like the king and the Valks for a section of the base, and the Lava Hound can just permanently get engaged on those King and Valks. It's never gonna bob, so it's as good as no CC. So a high risk, high reward thing. If the attacker knows that you have a Lava Hound, you're gone, right? If the attacker is wise enough though. All wizards and all archers, now these are something that are not really strong, but these are good variations. These are good to spice things up, to just vary things up a bit, for that element of mystery, for that horrifying effect, as you would see. The 15 minions in Wind Balloon. Now one thing that I did not mention on this list is the usage of Golem in the defending CC. Now the 15 minions in Wind Balloon reminds me of the Golem, and both of these things remind me of the old Valkyrie meta that you guys know. Like 45 months back, Valkyries were the only thing that were overpowerful, and everyone used Valkyries. The Golem works really well against mass Valkyries, and the 15 minions in Wind Balloon works really well against mass Valkyries. And the 15 minions, the reason why it does work well is because minions are so fast that it becomes difficult to kind of trap all of those. There are 15 in number, all of those. It's not easy to trap all of them poison spells. Now the last is a mixture of Loon Switch and Valk. It is just something to vary things up, and if the attacker decides to load the CC, it becomes really deadly because, just as I said, if a Valk, a Wiz, a Loon comes out of the CC, it becomes really difficult for the attacker to analyze, especially on a fresh hit. So just vary things up, just see what one Valk can do, just see what 3 balloons can do, just see what 3 Wiz can do in the CC, and just combine things with like 2 Valk, 1 Loon, 1 Wiz, and 3 Loons, all of that. This is your host Chef from the Shadow, hoping these tips helps you guys. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye bye for now.